got something on my screen. Good morning, collective. Good morning. Hello, Ophelia. Hello, everybody. Hello, good morning. I'm so happy to be here with you. It's me, Patience, your favorite spirit medium. I'm gonna do one more. The energy is thick today. There is some thickness going on. I have so much pressure in my third eye, and I have had to clear the field multiple times this morning. It's been interesting. Definitely a lot of psychic energy going on. Oh, excuse me, my nose is so itchy. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to Patience with Spirit. I am Patience. Just when I think the story is told. I'm Patience. I'm your favorite spirit medium, host of Spirit News podcast on all major platforms where we teach you about non-physical energy. 1:44 on the clock. You can find us on all major platforms through the link tree in the description bar. We'd be happy to have you. I am very tired. I am very tired. Yes, spirits are tired. I am very tired. Yes, I am very tired. And I don't know why, because I feel fine. It could be the energy. I am learning energy in real time, and we put everything we learn about energy that we get, the knowledge we get from Holy Divine Spirit, we put it in our podcast for you to learn about your non-physical energy as well, because everything's energy. The true currency of the universe is energy. Everything is energy, everything is vibrating, everything has a frequency. And when you can tap into that, when you can understand that, when you can know your own energy compared to other people's, you can always know when someone's in your energy, when someone or when something is affecting your energy. So we do these readings to learn, as a way to, hi Paul, good morning, as a way to develop our spiritual abilities, which we all have. Everybody is psychic. What humans have labeled as psychic is really just your electromagnetic field, your non-physical energy, picking up on a field of information that is interpreted through your body and your three brains, your mind, your heart, and your gut. And then all of those things are accumulated together, and it's up to you to have the art of discernment developed so you can understand the information you're receiving, or the information that's for you and not for you. So we're here doing that. That was for somebody. I don't know. I had to tell that to somebody. And what's funny is, like, everything is going slow. Like, making the coffee when I let my dog outside. Thank you so much. I do believe in extraterrestrials. They say to they say can contact them through meditation and they'll come visit. Yeah, definitely. For sure. Yeah. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, I actually was just reading a passage from the Bible, Psalm 119, and it says right here, your servant meditates on your statutes. You can receive lots of information through meditating, and a lot of people don't want to do it because it does require some focus. And in our society, we are taught to go, 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 and we're coming out of very masculine, patriotic, or patriarchic archetype, and we're going into a more like feminine energy where it's more balanced, but we're introducing more feminine energy in, which is where the meditation comes in, because if you can't tap into your feminine energy, which is very quiet, which is very intuitive, it's not logical, it doesn't have steps, it's not something that you can like pin down or calculate. It's very fluid, it's very in and out. And so when you meditate, it helps you kind of focus that so you can ground yourself. And if you want to contact divine energy, or if you want to match divine energy or extraterrestrials who are in a heart consciousness, then you have to learn how to focus your energy so that you can clear your field so you can be a match to them, because they can't come to you if you're all the way down here in your vibration, and they're in heart consciousness. So that, the two can't, they like repel each other. So you have to come to their level by doing meditation, by doing journaling, by releasing emotions, by doing, having relationship with them and asking them for certain ways to help clear your field, to clear your mind, to help your thoughts be more, have more clarity, be more joyful, things like that. Yeah, definitely. If you had 5 minutes with a built man and he had to do whatever he wanted for 5 minutes, no questions, what would you do? I don't care what you look like. I don't really want that, so I don't know. That's not something I want. Or that, I don't know. That was a weird question. I don't like it. I don't like it, so not my bag of tea. If I had anyone to be with, I'd want to meditate with them. I'd want to talk about spiritual stuff. I'd want to talk about the cosmos and extraterrestrials. I'd want to play psychic games together. I'd want to talk about joy and things that make us happy. And that's with anybody. It doesn't have to be a 6'5", 260 built man. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I love your voice. Once a night before I sleep. Oh, thank you, Reed. I just like your vibes, Patience. Maybe have coffee. Go away. Don't harass her. She's Patience. Thank you, Reed. I appreciate you. Hello, Ezra. Hello. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Forgive me. I am a little tired. The energy is weird today. And there's a snowstorm going on outside, so I'm like all warm and snuggly in my sweater. Yes, but I did answer HVAC Trust, which I did answer because I want to answer questions, but they don't have to look a certain way for me to do that. I could do it with my eyes closed and enjoy it just as much. They don't have to be, Spirit said hot. They don't have to be hot. That's funny. Okay. So I got some new games and stuff because we went to Savers and they have these bags that are filled with like random like game cards and stuff. And you guys know that here we don't normally read tarot cards. We do sometimes. Chicago. Oh my gosh, Chicago. Hi, and you're in Michigan. I'm in Rhode Island. I want to play psychological games. Oh, HVAC Trust, you gotta go deeper. If you want to impress a spiritual person, you gotta go deeper than what you look like. 'Cause you could look like Brad Pitt and have the emotional intelligence of a stick, and it ain't gonna fly over here in these spiritual streets. So you're gonna have to go deeper than that, honey. So, Chicago, that's so funny because Chicago, thank you, Spirit. Conclusively. Oh my God, I just love you. I love you guys. I love Spirit. Thank you so much. I was having a hard time putting an intention on where I wanted my reading to go. And I had these game cards, and for your spiritual crown, I could drive there in 20 hours.
Messages.
Ophelia, I'll let you wash the dishes, yeah. I'll let you do my chores. Just kidding. That's so funny. Chicago, thank you so much. Chicago has been coming up all month long, and I know no one in Chicago. I know nothing about Chicago, and Spirit has kept bringing me Chicago in various ways, really weird ways. Even like at work, someone was ordering coffee and brought up Chicago in the background as I'm baking, and Chicago just now, and just Chicago and passing by, like Chicago. So something about Chicago. There could be someone in Chicago. I don't know, but I'm gonna play with these new cards I got because I think it'll be fun. Look at this one. It's called Timeline, and it's got Albert Einstein on it, which, if you guys know, we do a lot of celebrity reads. We did do a read with Albert Einstein. I could lift you in the air. We could meditate. You're obsessed. I'm just kidding. It's hard to meditate when you're being lifted into the air, I'm sure. It's hard to focus. It's very distracting. Um, Lots of distractions today. So
I thrive on your fear.
I thrive on your fear. Well, I'm really scared of nothing. Spirit just said I thrive on your fear. Okay, let's get this party started. Holy Divine Spirit, please be with me. Please help me to focus. Please help me to focus, to bring a message forward. If you want to talk about Chicago, please let us know more. I also got this druid way because they've also been bringing me stuff about druids. If I did, I'd get you to make the bed. Chicago is a spiritual vortex, I think. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, what is the relevance of Chicago? Because I know that New Orleans is one, LA is one. So this may be like a prediction or some kind of prophetic word. I don't know. I also had a dream last night that this person was driving me away from this restaurant I worked at, and the restaurant also facilitated scuba diving. And the road that leads to the restaurant had a giant crater in it filled with water. And the water was what people were scuba diving in, but there were no signs that this hole was in the middle of the road that led to a very busy shopping center. And so if you didn't know that this hole was here, you would just drive into it. And we almost did, or this person who was driving me almost did. The person was an uncle I have that I don't have a relationship with. And so I thought that was weird as well. So he almost drove us into the hole and like barely like made it onto the road. I was like, dang, that was a close one. So there's lots of messages. Let's see what Spirit wants. Holy Divine Spirit, please, let's get this party started. Please help me be focused. Please help me be kind. Please help me be confident in my communication. Please activate my spiritual gifts at this time. Archangel Michael, please protect us. All right. And what we find when we begin questioning can sometimes be disturbing. Oh, is this a warning? The sword, we move into the realm of doing. We act in the world. We go forth. We journey. And in the Druid context, we do this by literally journeying in the physical world. We throw a pack on our shoulders, a map in our pockets, and set forth on our own tradition of vision questing, walking the old tracks. And what we find when we begin can sometimes be disturbing. One of the reasons for following a spiritual path, for taking that strange journey into self and into the world, is to discover the truth. The truth about ourselves and about life. This is, in essence, the quest for enlightenment, for coming to an experience and a knowledge of what is, as opposed to being ensnared by what is not, illusion.
Soul begins to erode.
Soul begins to erode, untruth. A spiritual path. One of the reasons for following a spiritual path, taking that strange journey into the self and into the world, is to discover the truth. So Spirit wants to tell us the truth about something. After the initial elation of setting off on the journey and discovering the wonders that are there for our exploration, we come to a point where we encounter demons and dragons. The sun is hidden behind clouds. It rains and the wind blows. The journey isn't that pleasant anymore, and we wonder why we began it. That's so true. From behind the clouds comes a dragon, and we are faced with a choice. Do we fight it or flee from it. If we fight it, we may well preserve the status quo, but at the cost of bearing the power that the dragon represents. At an individual level, this may mean that we repress and foolishly believe we have conquered our sexuality, our greed, or our lust for power. At a collective level, we may repress an awareness of the dragon force of the earth currents that run through the land. If instead of supposedly fighting and mastering the dragon, we flee from it, it will continue to haunt the woods and the hilltops or the sea, ready to harm us if we ever return there. A third approach, the approach of both the ancient wisdom traditions and of psychosynthesis, involves befriending the dragon. One of the purposes of vision questing is to do this. In the Native American tradition, you stay alone in a secluded place outdoors for at least 3 days. In the Tibetan tradition, these quests occur for 3 day, 3 week, 3 month, or 3 year periods. Interesting. And we were just talking about meditation. When I started this reminds me of, it's so true because when I started my mediumship, I was telling everybody I wanted to be a medium, that I had childhood abilities that I repressed and I wanted to activate them again because I was going through a hard time at the time and it was spontaneously activating by itself and I was very I didn't have a mentor, I didn't have a teacher to tell me what would happen by stepping into this power. And I basically switched a timeline. I switched a timeline. And so 2020s, I switched a timeline to my north node, to my highest potential, because I'm supposed to help people by using my spiritual abilities because I was born that way, so I'm supposed to be using it. And so I started telling everybody, and when I started telling everybody, even though I got signs that I shouldn't tell anyone, I did 30 days of this meditation and this breathing exercise to overcome like addictions and negative thoughts and stuff and all these things to get into heart coherence. And I totally changed my frequency and I started finding out all these enemies I had that were doing magic on me and sending me evil projections and mysteriously, yeah, all these weird things started to happen, these infestations, and my dog lost her leg, and like all these weird things. This just started accumulating, and I was in the middle of developing my spiritual abilities. So it was kind of like a crash course in the in defeating a dragon. And in the beginning I thought I had to defeat a dragon, but really, when I came into acceptance that the dragon was trying to teach me something about myself, is when everything started to kind of like calm down and I started to be able to see more clearly and integrate these fears I had about the people around me. And I started to be able to like cut off people that didn't serve me and stuff. So that is fascinating. Wow. I find that fascinating. Maybe you don't find that fascinating, but I do. Thank you, Spirit. I also opened up to Psalm 119, the prayer to God, the lawgiver, and it's a very long psalm, actually one of the longest that I've read. And it basically says, blessed those whose way is blameless, who walk by the law of the Lord. And blessed those who keep his testimonies, who seek him with all their heart, who they do no wrong. And so when I came into heart coherence, I was basically, if you follow us, you know that we have talked about the laws of the 42 ideals of Ma'at, which came before the commandments, and they basically are like guidelines for how to stay into heart coherence. You can look them up and look for yourself. And they basically help you stay in heart coherence and how to stay joy and how to be a match to divine energy, because you can't manifest, and Spirit said manifest earlier, you can't manifest the life you want or the relationship you want or the job you want or the experience you want here if you're not in heart coherence. You can get the things you want in a lack mentality, but then the things that you receive will eventually crumble, or they'll fall apart, or they'll because they were made in a energy of lack. And so when you follow the statutes that have been given to us, that are basically like moral standards, having morals, not wanting to hurt people is like a basic, standard, not wanting to hurt yourself, not wanting to, be jealous or envious or compare yourself, to choose joy in any and all situations. It puts you in heart coherence, and then you can talk to those energies that you want to talk to. If you want to talk to extraterrestrials, you have to be in a heart coherence first, and you do that by doing the work, by meditating, by integrating, by befriending your demons, and trying to understand what they're trying to teach you. And that was like a really hard lesson for me, or a really hard concept for me to grasp when Spirit hit. Thank you. When Spirit told me that, the religion makes demons out to be, you know, I mean, they are evil. That's their job. Like, that's literally their job, is to entice you, to tempt you, to infiltrate your thoughts, and to help, give you intrusive thoughts. And oh, that's awesome, Reed. And so you, I'm so distracted right now. I'm so distracted. But basically, there's going to be something we're talking about, some kind of truth that's hard to hear, that if you try to slay a demon, and this is going to be like the overall message to start with, but if you try to slay a demon, then what you're doing is you're basically sending an energy out that oh, that reminds me, in this psalm it said something that I was like, what? That's weird. I don't think God would say that. It said, where is it? Oh, I wish I could find it. It's so long. It basically said to like destroy people that come against me, to destroy them. And that's not what God would want. God would not want you to destroy somebody who's coming against you. They'd want you to have compassion for them. They'd want you to accept that this person is lacking in some way, and that they're projecting that onto you, trying to get you to feel that way so you can feel the way they feel on a subconscious level, and to send them prayers, to send them love, to kill them with kindness, because if you're trying to slay your demons, and you're basically pushing them away, not experiencing them, when basically their whole purpose for existing is to help you understand contrast. And so when you're faced with demons of jealousy, of envy, of pride, of lust, of greed, of all these things that are here in this realm, if you do not understand that it's a reason you're experiencing that, you're matching that energy in some shape, form, or fashion. Even if you're on a spiritual path, you will not go past that level. You'll be stuck on that level because you're not accepting that this demon that I'm facing is, they're just doing their job. And so you have to accept that in this realm, they're going to be here. You're going to face, at every level that you're at, no matter how far you get, there's going to be another demon on that level that's going to represent something that you're an energetic match to, that you will have to overcome. And so that's beautiful. Thank you. I feel like I'm all over the place. I'd like to get a little more like coherent in my thoughts, please. All right. Well, that was a message for somebody. So thank you so much, Spirit. I don't know what Chicago has to do with any of this, so we'll find out. I'm going to do these timeline cards. We did do a reading with Albert Einstein, which was awesome. He had a really cool lesson learned that he shared with us. If you want to check that out, Invention of the Sandwich. Invention of the Sandwich, 1762. Invention of the Sandwich.
The fog conceals it.
The fog conceals it. I'm telling you, there's something that doesn't want me to do a message. Yeah, I feel super foggy, and I don't know why. Holy Divine Spirit, please remove any energies that aren't for the good of the collective or myself that are trying to block this message. Please help me give clear and concise messages. Please remove any and all energetic blocks, hexes, spells, witchcraft, magic. I cast you out in the name of Yeshua. Curse. I was gonna say curse. Something about a curse. Someone tried to put together a curse. Invention of cornflakes. Someone who's flaky. Someone tried to put something together that's already a flaky person. They're a flaky person. I have Will, Keith, John, Harvey.
Right. That was pathetic.
Spirit said right, and they said it was pathetic. Someone who's flaky tried to curse somebody, perhaps somebody named John. Someone who's flaky, someone who's wet behind the ears, someone who doesn't know much about curses or spirituality, someone who's messy, sloppy, someone who thinks that they know things, possibly somebody who plays cards, because I have cards, maybe someone who plays poker, or gambles. They try to put something together, some kind of curse or something, but they're a flaky person. This person's very flaky. Invention of parchment. Invention of parchment. 200 BC.
Unclear.
Unclear. Invention of parchment.
Abigail seeks to lead you.
They may have found some kind of old spell book or some kind of old piece of paper or knowledge or something that they came across that is ancient or something that's as old as time. They tried to do something that's as old as time, but they're flaky. There's something that they didn't do with full knowledge because they're full of hot air. The launch of the first hot air balloon, and Spirit said hot earlier. Papyrus, yeah. This person's full of hot air. They gaslight people, they gaslight themselves, they are very proud. They have to always be someone who's viewed as having answers or invention of the cannonball. Yeah, they're always shooting shots or firing shots. 1313. Taking shots at people. The hot air balloon. I just gotta remember in Chicago they'd have those fairs. What were those fairs? It was like Chicago Fair or love. Rain. Invention of gunpowder. I have gunpowder and a cannon. heavy ammunition. Someone was trying to bring some kind of ammunition or some kind of firepower to somebody. They tried to put something together, but they're flaky. Something that they found on some kind of parchment or something that they thought would make them have some kind of firepower, something they thought was a good idea.
On a moonless night.
On a moonless night. Something they didn't have all the details about. I'm kind of getting the vibe like I was at Savers yesterday and I was looking at all the old books and the World Fair, that's what it is, the World Fair. I don't know why that's relevant, but the World Fair, it's usually held in Chicago. I don't know why that's relevant. But I was at Savers yesterday. I was looking at the books, and there's this Disney show called The Descendants. I've never seen it. I've never been drawn to it. Spirit has actually repelled me from it. But there's this book that is fashioned to look like a journal of a student that's in The Descendants. And what I gathered from this book is that they're warlocks and sorceresses of some kind, and they go to this school to learn the sorcery. And this book was a journal of a student that had, it said, a spell book and journal. And I'm like, this is Disney making the spell book. And I open it, and it has like, fake spells in it and stuff like that. Like, it's for entertainment, but the fact that they have like ingredients to make a love spell or a death spell or whatever in this child's book, I was like, that's interesting. This person, who's possibly named John, Spirit said, right, found something or was a part of something or found something, but they didn't have full knowledge of what they found. So some kind of spell book or something. But just like that is that, I just have to trust Spirit. Sometimes I just don't trust Spirit enough. That's what they're talking about. In the beginning, we talked about demons, dragons, to run away, to face your fears. And when integrating spiritual knowledge, when you go on a spiritual quest, this person found, they were already full of hot air and they were flaky, and they found spiritual knowledge that they used irresponsibly. They used it irresponsibly because they weren't at a level of development that would allow them to use it responsibly or to discern that this isn't going to be the right course of action. But they viewed it because they're full of hot air. They always have to look like they have control or are cool or something. They thought they had some kind of ammunition in that sense, or that they had power, that they had gunpowder to set off some kind of steam engine to get something going,
1800s.
1800s, to get something going, something that they were flaky about. They would do it here, do it there, skip a step. And I don't know anything about spell work because I don't do magic, but what I'm learning is that you better make sure that you have the discipline and the structure to do it right, because it can backfire on you, which is backfire. Look, this is facing away from them. So something backfired because this person came across some kind of knowledge or something that they thought would give them some kind of advantage, some kind of gunpowder to create steam for some kind of engine to get something going. What is this that they wanted? Why did they do this? What did they try to get going? I might have to change my cards. Can I get one more? I like these. These are cool. Stone cutting. Control of fire by early humans. First cave paintings. Something that he was a caveman. Something that this person was trying to get something going, trying to control a human, but they're a caveman. They had stone cutting. They had primitive tools. They were primitive. Wow, that is hilarious. They're primitive. They're very immature, basically. Emergence of agriculture. They were barely emerging out of their boyhood. That's so funny because in my dream, in the same dream with the hole in the ground, on the other side of this ravine where the water was, where people were scuba diving in, one of my ex-boyfriends that I don't talk to, I haven't talked to in a long time, whose name's actually John. That's so funny. I saw him as a teenager, and he was trying to take my kids out of the restaurant and take them and convince them to go with him. My kids are 6 and 4, and I caught him trying to take my son, and I was like, "What are you doing?" But he was a teenager, and it applies to this, basically saying that they're very immature. They came across some kind of ancient knowledge or spell book or something, that they weren't emotionally, spiritually, or mentally mature enough to handle or to discern from. And they're already flaky and they already have a gambling problem. They could possibly have some kind of gluttony problem where they do things too much or in excess. And they immediately, because they're in this immature energy, they took this information and they used it for bad. Basically, they were trying to control humans using it. So they could have possibly projected whatever is in this book at other people to control the outcomes of things, but they're very primitive in their understanding and in their energy. They were like stone cutting. They were like just emerging into the scene of magic or whatever, the spiritual community. Dang. But to awaken ancient evils. I cannot. Flippancy. Flaky. I cannot make it up. Invention of the graphite pencil. Invention of the graphite pencil. But it was written. Something was written.
Chronic stress.
Chronic stress.
Mental problems.
Mental problems. Yeah. Oh. Because Spirit just said chronic stress and mental problems. Because they didn't understand what would happen when you do energy manipulation. Even if you're 100% committed to following the list of steps, if you miss one step, if you have one thing off, if something that you're supposed to do is not written down correctly, or the information you got to do it is off just a little bit, it will go back on you and you will receive mental problems. It will affect your everything. It will affect your stability, and it'll backfire on you. So this person didn't know that. This person came across something immaturely, used it against people, missteps, did it very, probably did it to win money and to do all these things. They thought they had some kind of like magic wish, like, what's it called? So they thought they had like a genie or something. Like they could get anything they want. All they had to do is just, say a couple words. And I don't know. I don't know what magic is. I'd never done magic before, but this person hasn't either, but they tried it because they were immature. Uh, so now they could be having chronic stress, mood swings. They could be having mental problems. Um, they could be very volatile at this time. I got these cards. You laugh, you drink. I'll try these. Excuse me, my nose is runny. Pardon me, I'm just gonna take care of that.
I'm at work.
So sorry. Yes, I'm at work. Okay, so why are you bringing this person into the energy? Or this person's in my energy? I don't know. What do you want us to know about this person? How can we help? This person did magic and they don't know nothing about magic or energy. This person did magic very flippantly, very flaky. They skip steps. They're very lazy. They thought they knew everything. They didn't understand the implications or the consequences of projecting this kind of energy out. They are like a caveman. They're very low in their consciousness. Pretend you have to tell your target a secret, then suddenly blow in their ear. Yeah, they're pretending like they haven't been doing. They're in denial about something they did in secret. Writhe on the ground, yelling to your target, please help me, I am but a humble fish. They could possibly need help now, but they don't know how to humble themselves to the ground, so they're projecting their anger onto people because they don't know how to get out of this. But it's like they did this thing in secret, and it may have worked for a little bit against people, multiple people, to try to control them. But they now are in denial that they did it, but they need help because they're receiving the energy, the backfire of the energy they gave out. But they don't know how to humble themselves. They don't know how to ask for help, or because something they did to someone, they're in denial of. So it's kind of hard to ask for help when you can't even admit that you did something you shouldn't have done. It's kind of like that. Or they're not putting the pieces together, because this person's like a caveman. The first cave painting, stone cutting, the emergence of agriculture. They're kind of like, they're kind of clueless. They may not actually realize that the sudden backfire that they're experiencing is from the secret energy manipulation they did. They're not putting that together. There may have been people around them that actually like hurt themselves because of them. Whisper in your ear, whisper in your target's ear, I have the chlamydia. They could, oh my gosh, they could have an STD. Oh my, get as physically close to your target as you can without touching them. They could have learned some kind of, in this book they found, they could have learned how to get into people's energy. Because it said, that's funny because I was thinking about that this morning, about how I took this astral projection class from Elizabeth April. Get as physically close to your target as you can without touching them. Get as physically close to your target as you can without touching them. There's something about astral projection, something about being promiscuous. I told you they're very gluttonous. Spin in circles yelling, I'm a washing machine. Repeatedly. This person's losing it. This person's losing it. They don't know what to do. They could be like trying to learn ways to clear energy. Maybe they're like Googling ways, maybe like spirit baths or something, but it's not working because whatever they did is like a lot bigger than that. You know, it's a lot more than that. I don't think this person understood the consequences of projecting this kind of energy out. What's this paper that they found? Can you tell me about this paper that they found? Your target is your mom, and she's just walked in on you looking at an extremely explicit website. So something they found on the internet. Telling you, people, Spirit has been bringing me people who take money to do spells and stuff, and you can just Google any spell you want and do and find ancient, practices. It doesn't mean you should do them. Wouldn't you consider astral projecting magic? No, I wouldn't, because you astral project when you dream. And this is according to Spirit and my beliefs. You astral project when you dream, like by yourself, like without even trying. And then if you put intention into practicing astral projection, like while you meditate and stuff, you can, if you understand the cosmic laws and you have your guides to teach you how to do it and do it safely, you can astral project consciously instead of unconsciously. So I wouldn't say that that's magic, because you're not actually manipulating energy. I would say that magic is when you intentionally manipulate energy for your own gain, for even if your intention is not good and you're hurting someone else to gain by manipulating their energy, that is magic. Energy manipulation is magic. I wouldn't say astral projection is magic, because you do that anyway. Hey, Scovy. Hey, Raider Rojas. I think life is magic. I think we do magic all the time. Well, magic, I would say energy manipulation is one kind of magic, and then miracles are another kind of magic. And they both come from different energies. So you can experience miracles which seem magical by matching heart coherence and being in joy. You can experience miracles all the time. But then there's energy manipulation magic, which is when you're purposely manipulating people's energy to for your own wants and needs. You know? Jacoby. I don't see Jacoby. While motioning to the target, say, "Welcome to the Price is Right. The first item is this beat ass hoe. Is the price over or under $5? I told you, this person may have went online and found and paid to have some kind of, they may have went onto like the dark web or something and found some kind of spell to buy, or some kind of ancient knowledge or something that they could buy, something that they could buy for the right price, some kind of auction or something that they might have thought was like a joke or something, like they did it, they did it first out of curiosity, and then because they were just, on the dark web, just fucking around, and they actually bought something that whispered in their ear, but they didn't know how to listen, because the whisper was, "I have the chlamydia." So I don't know if this person bought something that is in that energy, or they bought it from somebody that they befriended that's in that energy. Okay. This says the target is your mom, and she's just walked in on you looking at extremely explicit website. So I don't know. It could have been their mom. They could have been working with their mom or something. Or you're a mom, or I don't know. Or this person that they found on the internet is a mom. I don't know. Something about a mom. So, You guys got to be careful. You can't, just because you can find it on the internet doesn't mean that it's going to be the answer to all your problems. Yell, how dare you at the target, then slap yourself. Mm. This says mime a queef. I don't even know how to do that. Mime a queef. Yell, how dare you at the target, then slap yourself. So this started because they were mad at somebody. They are mad at somebody. They could have been mad at you. I don't know. Whoever this is, they could have been mad at you. And so they went on this journey to find a way. This is dark manifestation. If you're in an energy of resentment towards someone, of hating someone, of wanting to get revenge on somebody, of wanting to I'm going to show them, how dare you treat me that way? How dare you walk away from me? How dare you blah, blah, blah. If you're in that energy, that's something that you will attract. And so this person was in this energy and they attracted a possibility to exact the revenge that they were seething in. This person was seething in some kind of anger. They wanted to have some kind of ammunition or some kind of gunfire to control somebody that walked away from them, somebody that they were appalled that walked away from them because they're very immature and they weren't ready. I don't know, there's something about tell me why are they mad that you walked away from them? I don't know why. Meme a queef. I think that was just, I don't know how that applies, but that was funny. Why are they mad about you walking away from them? What does it matter? Do your best impression of Mason Ramsey yodeling Lovesick Blues in a Walmart. Who the heck is Mason Ramsey? Lovesick. You left them. This is some kind of ex-boyfriend, just like in my dream. In your best Obama voice, say to the target, I'm looking for a dime that's top of the line. Cute face, slim waist with a big behind. Because you were a dime piece and they didn't want to let you go. You left them. Why did you leave them? Announce that this is not a part of the game. Get down on one knee and propose to your target. Include details of everything you love about them. That this is not part of the game. Because they wouldn't commit to you. They weren't committed to you. You left this person because they weren't committed to you. They were playing games. They were emotionally immature. You're just tired of them and you left them, or this person left them, and they made them lovesick. But instead of asking themselves, why did they leave me? It's like they didn't expect you to leave them. And you were a dime. You were a dime that's top of the line, cute face, slim waist with a big behind. You're very attractive, and they weren't ready to let go of you. They're like, how dare you leave me? This is like that situation. You don't leave me, I leave you, But when they were fucking around being immature, you were like, see ya, I'm not going to put up with this, or something like that. This made them lovesick. And it made them want to exact revenge on somebody. So that was the energy they were in. All day long, they're sitting thinking about how can I get back at this person without touching them? Because this says right here, get as physically close to your target as you can without touching them. So how can you do that? Energy manipulation. They probably went online and was like to the dark web and said, how can I do this to my ex without them knowing. And then somebody who said, if the price is right, I can sell you this and you'll be able to affect them without even touching them. Wow, you guys gotta heal, man. You gotta heal. That's unhealed behavior. That is extremely unhealed behavior. So they went looking for a way because that's how passionate they were about getting back at you because you left them. Because they were immature.
Silence.
They didn't want to commit to you. They could have been, treating you bad and you didn't want to deal with it anymore. Or it doesn't have to be an ex. It could be a family member. It could be a friendship. Just something where you had to leave this person behind. It's like what I talked about when I was facing my demons, when it came into my spirituality. There could have been something about you changed in some way and the people around you didn't. And so they viewed your change and wanting to have space between you guys as some kind of slap in the face. They took it very personal, your growth. And that's the thing on a spiritual path that comes up, or that will come up, is you'll experience different demons. And so some people in your life became an enemy to you because you wanted to walk away from them. You weren't interested in dealing with their bullshit because you were on some other shit. You're like, I'm not dealing with you. So this specific person decided that, how dare you? How dare you leave me? You don't leave me. You're hosting a cooking show while on cocaine. Insist your target sample everything you make. Insist your target sample everything you make. Take a bump whenever you can sneak one. Yeah. So this person's flaky on drugs, doing things. They're all in their feelings. They're very gluttonous. Lightly put your fingers over your target's lips and just keep shushing them. They're not very good listeners. They don't listen to advice. They could have been given advice that they didn't want to listen to. Give a presentation on your favorite sexual moves in the style of an inspirational TED Talk. They could use sex as some way to get what they want, or they could have some kind of sex addiction. They could masturbate a lot or have sex with multiple partners. They could have contracted an STD. There's lots of things going on with this person. You get inexplicably and extremely aroused whenever you look at your target. I told you they're obsessed with you. Sexually whisper a song of your choice into your target's ear. They could be sending you songs and stuff about how they want to be with you. You're the lady from the Life Alert commercials. Beg your target for help because you've fallen and you can't get up. Oh, you're the person they need help from. You're the person they can't ask for help. They need help because they're spinning in circles, and because they have a secret that they're in denial of what they did, and they keep shushing themselves and moving from, it's too late. Spirit said late. It's too late.
Charity.
They want charity from you because they did something in secret to humble you, without touching you behind your back. But they did it very lazily. They did it very flakily. They didn't do it with full commitment or discipline. And they did it with a bad intention. And they paid money to do this because they wanted to exact revenge on you for leaving them, because they didn't think you would leave them, even though they were fucking around and not being, they weren't being the lover you needed or the friend you needed or whatever this is, or the mother or father you needed. And now they're on drugs. They could have possibly been doing all of this on drugs, and then
Lawrence is
and
a man.
and then wondering why I didn't want to be with them because
Too long.
You're the
always.
best thing that ever happened to them because you're a dime that's top of the line with a cute face, slim waist, and a big behind. Or if this isn't an ex, they could, and it's a friend, they are jealous that you're attractive and you make them look good and you don't want to be around them because there's something that happened that made you want to walk away from them. What is the separation that happened? Why did you leave? Wow.
Practically.
You jumped ship. You jumped ship. Why? Because they made you sad. Because you were in reflection of the relationship and it wasn't a good relationship. And so you realized that you didn't want to repeat a cycle and that you got a higher perspective of the relationship and realized that what goes up must come down. And if you stayed with this person or you just wanted to separate yourself from people that weren't bringing you the same, that weren't matching your energy, basically. And this person wasn't. But this person took it very personal because you moved on. You started exercising. You could have started getting your body together. When you left or when you separated yourself from them, you started to have progress. You started to actually have movement in your life, and it was like a renewed time for you because you saw the red flags. You saw that this person was secretive, that they had a hidden agenda, that they're very promiscuous. They're just a different energy than what you wanted to be in. And you're green. You have green flags. You're friendly and you have a different trajectory than this person. And that's the thing about energy. Like, you have to know when something doesn't serve you anymore. Old Dirty Bastard gave us this lesson. You have to know when people no longer serve you
Fade.
and when they have to fade away. So I just said fade. And we don't mean that in a mean way, but just because you're friends for 20 years doesn't mean that you're supposed to be friends for the rest of your life. Because what if that person doesn't want to change? You're supposed to just accept their, toxic behavior and stick around even though you want something different, and you're supposed to like dim your light because they don't want to change. No, you have to separate yourself from that energy, because if you don't, you will become that energy until you learn how to separate yourself from it. And sometimes you just don't want to deal with that. Like, why should I have to deal with things that make me have stress, that make me feel tired, that make me feel like I don't want to deal with that. So you have to, I mean, it's your choice in the end, but in this situation, you chose to separate yourself from somebody who had red flags. Okay. And once you did, this person saw, maybe we have social media now, so they could have been watching you through social media. They saw that you were actually, growing, and your body might have been changing. Maybe you were exercising. You were basically becoming a better person, a better version of yourself. And that really instigated their wounds, their childhood wounds, and because they're so immature. This is like a very immature person. They're a fool. They don't. You're somebody who's very adaptive and flexible and very playful, and they're somebody who's very. They're a cheater, a runner. They do dangerous things. They act very impulsively. They run away from their problems. They're always in denial of taking accountability for things that they've you know, done in their own life. They're always passing the buck, and you're somebody who's not about that. You don't want to be around people that can't take accountability for their own shit. Like, yeah, hello. Yeah, you have discernment. You're wise. You have some kind of insight. You deciphered some kind of mystery and saw the truth behind some kind of wall. You figured something out, and you knew right away that you had to go. Or you felt this intuitively. How can we heal it? How can we help? What is the advice to this person? Oh, this card just came out. Surrender. This person needs to surrender.
Leave me. Troll.
I think it might be this Wiccan chick from my work, and I left that building. We worked together 3 nights a week. This is definitely me now. I locked up again. Buying spells online is crazy. Yeah, but you can do it. Spirit sent me this person. I won't say her name because I don't want to call her out, but she's on Facebook, and she posts every day. I can cast a love spell. I can bind this person for you. I can, get rid of your cheating boyfriend conclusively. It's like, no, you can't do that.
Heavy drapery.
But it caters to people who are in the energy of revenge and want to, show people how powerful they are because they feel powerless. So a suggestion from spirit to this person or to anyone who's in a situation of wanting revenge is to surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe. Yeah, just like here, control a fire by early humans. This person has a wound that needs to be healed from childhood or from their teenage years of losing somebody. They could have lost a mother or something, or some kind of maternal figure or feminine energy, and that is a wound that they haven't healed yet because now when somebody leaves them, they feel abandoned. They have an abandonment wound. And instead of surrendering to that wound, just like in the book, the Druid's book, it said you have to surrender to your demons and to accept that this is a part of my journey, and I forgive myself and I forgive the person who left me. And it's about surrendering to those aspects of the healing journey where you can actually come out of this, because this person is so stuck on making people stay with them and so stuck on how could you leave me? How could you abandon me? But they weren't doing what they were supposed to do, so they don't take accountability. So they need to surrender to the fear they have of losing people. They need to surrender to that. That's just a part of life. Nobody stays forever. Things don't stay forever, and you have to surrender to that. You do not have control in that way. Guidance. Love you, Ophelia. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Yeah, if this person is following their emotional states from emotion to emotion. Emotions come and go. Energy, emotion. You can't ever believe that one emotion that you're in is the complete state of who you actually are and that you're going to feel that way an hour from now. So you have to, when you're in an elevated emotional state of especially of negative emotion, just take a minute to ask for help. Say, I'm feeling really lost in this moment. I could really use some guidance, and take it some time to meditate, to clear your field, to give yourself time to overcome that current negative emotion you're in before you act, before you do something you're going to regret. This person didn't do that, but it is a suggestion that this person start doing that, or for anyone in this kind of energy to just take a minute to let that emotion subside, or to slow down, or to release itself, and then ask for guidance to do that. And that's something that Spirit says all the time. They cannot help you unless you ask, but they're always there for you. You're never alone. And so if you could just take a moment to step back and to not allow the emotion to control you, and to ask for guidance in that moment, you will receive it. You'll absolutely receive it. Whoa, that was all right. Any other advice we can give to heal this? What's the lesson here? Clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift your mind to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. Yes, I love that. When you clear your beliefs that you have to hold on to things so tightly and be so possessive of things because you're so afraid to lose them, it's very freeing to do that. It feels very good to not to know that the only thing you can control is yourself and your own emotions, and that you don't have to worry about all these people around you, and that if someone is meant to go, they're meant to go. It's not meant for them or for you to stay. And so clearing your field constantly, also through meditation, because you can attract non-physical psychic disturbances in your field that need to be cleared all the time, that can affect your thoughts and your beliefs and your feelings and your emotions. And meditation is another way to do that, to clear your field, to empty your cup. So Spirit is suggesting, if you're in this situation, to surrender, that you have no control, to ask for guidance in that time of need, and to sit in quiet to clear your field, so that way you're not controlled by these immature emotional states.
Hi.
Hi. I gotta go.
What's going on?
My alarm's here. Divine Source, help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. Oh, I love that. Yes, heart coherence is about knowing that there's always a divine source within you. You are divine energy having a human experience, and you don't stop becoming that. And you don't stop becoming that. You just have to tap into it. You have to go back to it. So that is, I gotta go, you guys. It's time for me to go upstairs. I love you so much. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this gave you guys some kind of knowledge or wisdom that was needed for your quest, for your journey. I'm so grateful to be here, and thank you so much for being here. Love you guys. Bye.
Ages.